Hey everyone, Clip Butler here from SEO Intelligence Agency. Thank you for joining me. This is test number 23, where you get penalized for buying links. Let's get into it. All right, so I don't think you can attend at a Webmaster Central with John Mueller with someone asking about links and getting links and paying for links, etc. Or a SEO conference for that matter, or even an SEO webinar without someone telling you, don't buy links. If you buy links, you're going to get caught. Google knows them, Google will find them, and Google will penalize you. So, from a testing perspective, we want to see, can you buy links? Doesn't matter what kind of links, just buy links and then rank a page. So we just kind of went a little bit crazy and bought 10,000 blog comment links. I know, we're testing blog comment links at the same time. And we moved the page from number 2 to number 1. If you've ever moved the page from number 2 to number 1, that's pretty significant. Unless you're using fake keywords, in our case, made up words, so you can eliminate all the other factors, right? But still, it moved up. Now, if you believe the talking heads, blog comments don't work, you shouldn't do blog comments, you shouldn't do spam. So one, we proved that wrong because Google didn't filter those out. As a matter of fact, it rewarded the page by giving it an increase in ranking. Number 2, we bought links. Google didn't know that because it rewarded the page and gave it a ranking. And number 3, pretty safe to say for the most part, if you are buying links and depending on your sources, if your sources for where you're buying those links are careful, Google will never know, ever. Short of this link is paid for being added to the content or the area where your link is at, they're not going to know whether you bought it or if it was made naturally or if it just grew out of thin air. And that's the fact of the matter. How do they find these, though? So what happens typically is that there are crusaders, and they're not just bad SEOs, who instead of upping their game and learning how to rank pages, go through their competition, find issues with it, and then report it to Google. Or there are certain people that will actually go buy into a network, reverse engineer the network, and then go report it to Google. And that's how these networks are getting fried. On the other hand, it's also if you're selling, let's say you're selling a new method, for example, like the YouTube Live, and everyone's talking about how you can rank with YouTube Live. And then eventually John Mueller gets questions a lot about YouTube Live. And then Google looks at it and goes, well, look what they're doing to this. They just destroyed that, and so they kill the ranking benefit of YouTube Live. The same thing happens with networks all the time. Private blog networks or your own websites that you build links on, whatever you want to call them, they still work, but they can get busted if they get reported. For the most part, the algorithm's not going to do it. Or a manual review and they stick out like a sore thumb, then that might get caught too. But that's very few and far between now as well. There's a lot of dependency on the algorithms using its quality. I think Google's gotten a little bit big for their britches, and they think their machine learning and their AI is better than it actually is. And I can tell you that it's not. And reporting from other people was driving into the manual penalty stuff, and it's kind of, they're reducing the manual penalty because they want to reduce their workforce. They want to reduce their workforce so they can increase their profits because 35 billion a year is not enough. You need 36 billion a year, and that's just kind of the way that it's working. So, in short, long-winded to say, will you get penalized for buying links? Yes. You will. Eventually. If you get caught. Will you get caught? Probably less than 1% chance that you'll actually get caught. And if you get caught, it's because someone reported you or you drew the attention of a manual reviewer and they just happened to find your network and they figured, why not blast you? But other than that, the algorithm won't catch you. Just won't. All right. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments down below. We appreciate your insights and would like to hear your thoughts on this topic. Will you get penalized for buying links? I'm not even going to retest this test. There's not even any point in doing it. I think I want to retest that whole blog comments thing. That would be kind of cool. But other than that, will you get penalized for buying links? Yes, you will if someone reports you or if you're blatantly dumb. And I'm not trying to insult you, but if you're buying it on a known network that's sold everywhere and they advertise everywhere, you're going to have some drama, especially if they're advertised as private blog networks. Eventually, you are going to have some drama, especially if they don't have some qualifications, like they don't reduce the amount of people that are allowed to be in, they don't edit their content that goes in there, etc. And pretty much all the providers that I know of now of those type of links are doing all of the above. They're limiting the people that can use it, and they're monitoring the quality of the content that goes in there, and they're protecting their network. So just be smart when you're buying them, and you'll be perfectly fine. Google's not going to know. Just not. Long-winded. Alrighty. Thumbs up, thumbs down, hit the subscribe button and bell notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.